I was born on September 1st, 1924, in West Suburban Hospital in Oak Park, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Ernest Hemingway, who went to Oak Park High School, as I did, and my mother did, and my mother and he were co-editors of the paper. When I was about 6, we moved to Omaha, Nebraska, and we were only there about 6 months because it was the beginning of the Depression, and my father lost his job, and we decided to move back to Oak Park. I enjoyed high school. I had a lot of fun as well as studying. I did all right in my studies. I graduated from high school in 1942, and that was the year, of course, that December before we had heard about Japan attacking Hawaii. I went to college in Rochester, New York on a scholarship. I studied sociology in college, but I went afterwards to the Methodist Seminary in Evanston, Illinois, which was preparation for being a minister in the church. But by the time we got to the end of the program and I could walk across the stage and get my certificate or whatever, I had already decided that church wasn't for me. Then I went to New York for 5 years. I worked as a social worker at the girls' term court. Several of my friends were deciding to come down to Miami, and I thought that was a good thing to do, and we rented a house on half a block from the bay. It was just, it was a beautiful place to be. But I decided to go to the University of California to get my social work degree. Between my first and second year of graduate school, I had to come back to Miami because there weren't any jobs for a student in California. I was invited to go to a beach picnic on Rickenbacker Causeway with some friends who worked for the planning department. So I went, and that was when I met my husband, who was Bill Kuge. I had 3 weeks until I was going back to California to finish my training, and we decided to date several times during the 3 weeks that I was still here. And when I got on the plane, I thought that that was a finish from that relationship, and I cried because I really liked him. At that time, we wrote letters, and so he wrote to me, and I wrote back, and I finally decided to come back to Miami, which I hadn't planned to do, and we got married. He was a great guy. I know a friend of mine who never minced words wrote me a letter once, and he said, "We liked Bill better than you." But people really liked Bill. So we had 2 boys within 20 months of each other. I was 41 and 42. To have 2 children at age of 41 and 42 was really taking a chance, so we didn't want to take any more chances. So we adopted this little girl when she was 2. We went across the United States twice and back again by a different route. We also had gone elsewhere. We camped in a lot of state parks and national parks. And so they all grew up in Miami and graduated. The boys both got masters. Unfortunately, Bill, who had had a heart attack 10 years before and recovered from that, had another heart attack about a year after we retired. I was 69 and he was 72. My only grandchildren are from Jenny. I was very fond of this picture of the two boys because the older boy, who wasn't very old at that time, maybe he was 6, was very solicitous in placing his brother right, in the right way so I could take a nice picture. And it really did turn out to be a nice picture. I did, after a year or so, decide to take some trips overseas. I managed to go to Africa. I went to many places in Europe. I went to Spain. I went to Italy twice. I went to China and Japan. Japan, we happened to go to Japan during the time they celebrated the cherry blossoms. You never know exactly when it's going to be, and we just happened to hit on the week that the cherry blossoms were in bloom. Of course, it rained a lot, but we didn't mind. People were out appreciating the cherry blossoms, rain or not,